everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I've been wanting to do this video for some time, but because it's quite a touchy subject or topic to talk about, I decided not to do it. But since this incident happened in America the last few days with George Floyd, it totally made my blood boil, and I thought, no, I need to speak up because this is just not on, and it is it's shocking. It's shocking that we are in 2020 and still this racism and discrimination and being nasty to these people is still happening. I mean, this has been happening for decades of years and still nothing is changed, and I just cannot understand. I really can't see the picture. What is it that people get so angry and racist about someone being a different color? I just can't understand, because I think color's beautiful. I treat everybody equally. My parents treat everybody equally. My parents always brought me up to treat people nicely. It doesn't matter what color, what size, which country they're from. We need to treat everybody with respect. And it just shows that still nowadays people still have not been educated and haven't gone beyond that to change that, and it's still happening, and it's actually, I find it's actually getting worse, to be honest with you. And I just don't get it, really. And so therefore today I'm on here because I have experienced racism myself, and I wanted to speak out. I mean, I'm not dark, I'm tanned, I'm olive, but I've had people being racist towards me. And today I wanted to share my story with you guys, and I wanted to encourage people to move away from this racism mentality. Just get it out of your minds. The white people need to get beyond and go past that. And it's not just the white people, there are non-white people as well from different other parts of the world that are still racist. And I don't understand why. I just don't get it. We are all the same. We are all human beings. We have a body, we have a head, we have eyes, nose, mouth, we have hands, we have legs. So what is the problem? We all just have different shades of color, right? If you look up at the sky and you see this beautiful rainbow, with all these beautiful colors, guys, that's what we are. We are a beautiful rainbow with beautiful shades of color. That's the way I see it. Now, if this world had to have only white people, wouldn't you think it's boring? Well, personally, I would think it's boring. I would be like, oh, boring. We need to have beautiful shades of color in this world to make life so more interesting, guys. White is not everybody's cup of tea. Brown might not be everybody's cup of tea. Olive might not be everybody's cup of tea. So we need a variety, right? We need like a cocktail mixed, okay? So come on, guys, seriously, let's go beyond and past that. Now, my story is with you guys of what I have gone through in the past, where I said to you I have gone through racism as well, was when I used to live in South Africa, because I am a Portuguese South African and I lived there. I used to date a non-white guy, so my ex was non-white, and that was like a bit confusing for people, and we've had these looks, and sometimes you would walk past people and they would be like, like, what? It actually used to crack me up. It didn't shock me or it didn't upset me. I just used to laugh and go, hi. When they used to look at me, I used to go, hi. I know I'm beautiful, thank you. It's just, people are just cuckoo, absolutely loopy, right? And so yeah, we've had kind of a few comments made to us as well, which it didn't bother me anyway, you know. It didn't hurt me. So anyway, until one day I was working in the store, and I was a manager of the store, and there was this lady, she worked with me, and she was in charge of this one section, and I said to her, by the way, I need this order by the end of today, because that should have been already in, because I was constantly chasing her anyway. So because she knew I got on very well with everybody, and I got on really well with the staff, which was all non-white, and because of my ex-boyfriend not being white, she that made her angry, right? And she was like, you know, she wanted to say something to me. So that day she fired at me, and I wasn't even disrespectful. I was very nice to her, and I actually said, I really need that by today, please, if you don't mind. So she turned around and she made some racist comments to me. You dirty, she called me a kafir, right? South African people will know what I mean by kafir, but if I explain to you in English, it's almost like a dirty Negro. She was calling me a dirty Negro, right? I was like, oh, I was like, thank you. I love to be a dirty Negro, darling. I said, at least I have more respect than you do, you little whitey. But anyway, she just went on, and I actually, at one stage I said to her, can you get closer to me? Can you repeat that again? Because I just did not understand what you just said. Did you just say, what did you say? Anyway, so she was like, it's still going on, and then my staff was there, and I just immediately walked out of the business, and I went straight to the police station, and I made a case against her. Police took all the details down, etc., etc. So weeks went past, a month went past, 2 months went past, and I think we were already going on to the 3rd month, and I was constantly calling the police, and I even went there, and they were like, oh, we're still on the case. Eventually, one of them said to me, oh, your case has been closed. And I said, why is it being closed? Oh, there's not enough evidence. And I was like, seriously? There's not enough evidence? I said, I've got witnesses. This is racist comments she made against me. And you telling me you haven't got enough evidence? I said, that's ridiculous. And they were like, no, we haven't. And you know why? Because the police was white, and they were supporting her because they were all white, so they were not going to do anything about it. And this has been happening so many times, that these things get covered and these people get away with murder because of the same color supports the same color, right? And I thought to myself, nah, you're not going to get away with it. And I told the police off. I thought, I'm not scared of the police. I will tell them a piece of my mind, because I've got a big mouth, and my mouth always gets me into trouble because I speak my mind, and I would never ever in a million years was going to keep quiet about this. And I told the police what I thought of them. I said, you guys are actually backing her up because you are white, and you are just as racist as she is. Yeah, I said, that's disgusting. But I said, you know what? I'm not stupid. I'm not just a pretty face, guys. I have got brains, and I know that there's a new law that has just come out in South Africa about racism, and I am going to take this further, right? They just looked at me, and that was it. And I just walked out, and I marched down to the office where this lady was. And I spoke to this lawyer, and I said to her, look, this and this is happening. And she's going, of course we've got a case. She said, the law has just come out. I said, yeah, man, I knew about that, and that's what I said to the police. And they think I'm stupid. I didn't know. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I know all about it. So we won the case. She had to pay a massive fine for making racist comments. And it wasn't so much about making comments towards me, it was about having respect, and I wanted to teach her a lesson, because you don't treat people like that. And it was about that, was disrespecting my staff that are not white. You do not say things like that. It was disrespecting my ex-boyfriend, which was a different color. It was nothing to do with me. I didn't care what she called me or whatever. It didn't bother me. but I had to teach her a lesson. So she didn't speak to me for quite some time because she was really angry. But it doesn't matter. I'm not bothered because I don't really care. It's a problem, not mine. So yeah, and then also there was another incident that I was walking past and I heard these people talk, and I don't know what the whole story was about because I was not there to listen. I don't even know who the people was. I just heard that obviously they were complaining about staff and the black people, and they turned around and one said, oh, do you know what, we need to whip these black people like the olden days. We used to whip them. I turned around and I went, excuse me? I said, are you being a racist bastard? I said, how dare you? I said, excuse me, would you like me to whip you? Right, the way you were gonna whip them. Would you like me to whip you and treat you like a slave? Oh, they didn't like that. And they just kept quiet. I said, don't you dare ever say things like that. I said, you never know who's listening to this. I said, that's a disgrace. It's worse than treating an animal, right? So, yeah, you'd be surprised, guys. There are still a lot of these things happening, and it is absolutely shocking. There was another incident where myself and the staff, we decided we're going to wash the floor because the floor was absolutely filthy, and it was a bank holiday coming up, or a public holiday. In some places they call it public holiday, and we were super busy, and we thought and we had a lot of work to do. My staff had so much to do. They had to stock up those shelves, and I said, guys, right, I'm here, I'm supporting, I'm helping you guys. So decided to take a mop. Johnny, the other guy, took a mop, and he was mopping that side, I was mopping this side, and everybody was like looking at me going, oh, what is happening? Why is she doing this? And then someone made a comment and said, oh, you shouldn't do this work, you know, you should give it to these people. And I said, what people? Oh, to these black people, give it to them. And I said, why? I said, why? Makes no difference if they're black or white doing it. I said, makes no difference. Doesn't make me special or make them special. I said, why? I said, we work as a team. And I said, I show an example to my staff and we do it together. They need my help. You know, and I said, don't ever say that about my staff. I said, don't you dare ever try to discriminate because my staff are black and that's their work to do. You know, you again trying to say they are the slaves of the world. And I said, don't you dare. And obviously they didn't like what I said. So, but anyway, they kept their mouth shut. I think they were a bit shocked. I think a lot of people are shocked when I open up my mouth and I say things because they think I'm going to agree, but I don't agree with these things because I'm totally against it, because I see everybody the same. You know, I treat everybody the same because that's the way I've been brought up and that's the way you should be, right? And then there was another case that I knew this guy. I knew him, but I didn't really know him. I just used to go there and he always used to talk to me. Such a well-mannered black guy, so friendly, so lovely, you know, very polite. And then one day when I went there, he wasn't there. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe he's on holiday. Then I went there again, he wasn't there. And then I asked the other staff, what's happened to Joseph? You know, oh, no. He's in jail. I said, what? Why? Oh, he stole loads of money. I can't remember how much money he had stolen, but he stole loads of money. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Seriously? I said, this guy wouldn't steal money. I said, he is the nicest guy. And you know what? I had a gut feeling he wouldn't steal money. And I kind of sussed the whole thing out because of his color. He's black. So who to blame? Let's blame the black person and put him in jail because he steals, you know, because black people steal and black people kill and black people do all of these things. So they put him in jail, and I obviously had to get his surname. I don't know what his surname was. I only knew his first name. And I got permission to go and see him in jail, and he was so happy and so pleased. And He couldn't stop thanking me. He was even crying. He was like, oh, you are the nicest and the most kindest lady, and thank you so much, Mrs. And I was like, don't call me Mrs. For heaven's sake, I'm your friend, you know, call me by my name. And I said, I'm here to support you because I believe in you. So anyway, I eventually went to the work. I explained it to them. I don't think he's guilty. I think he's you know, he hasn't done it. He's a really nice guy, and I think they need to investigate into this. So they did. They investigated into it. It took a couple of months anyway, and in the meantime, I was still visiting him in jail. And I told them I'm visiting him in jail because I think he's, you know, he's not guilty. So anyway, eventually they found out that he wasn't guilty and he came out of jail. And it just shows, guys, it just shows, because the other people that was working there was not wasn't black. They were, you know what I'm trying to say to you. And so obviously they had to put the blame on the black person and put them in jail, which is absolutely, for me, I think that's being you know, that's like a crime. How can you put an innocent person in jail when they haven't done it? But immediately in their minds, it's like they see this color and it's like, oh, they are the culprits. They are the ones that should be put in jail. I think that's really disgusting, guys. I'm just very happy that I could make this guy's life more pleasant for him and was there to manage to help him. I've also been to these really rough areas where, you know, like people live in these shacks, and a lot of my friends were like, be careful, don't hang around there because you can get attacked and you can get, and you know what, guys, yes, it is dangerous, and yes, I have been attacked in South Africa, but those areas I have not been attacked. As a matter of fact, I have actually been treated really nicely with a lot of respect, and people always made me very welcome into their homes. And I remember you know, like I would go and visit them in their shacks. I mean, sometimes they didn't have proper furniture. I sat on the floor with them, and there was nothing wrong with that. You know, it didn't make me snobbish or whatever just because I'm a different color. No way. They treated me so well. I gave me a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. They would put music. We would dance. You know, we would be like socializing, have a little bit of boogie, you know, and you know, I was always treated well, and I've never been attacked. As a matter of fact, the more people knew I was hanging around there, and they actually made me feel so welcome, and everybody's like, hello, you know, people used to get really excited. So, you know, it's these kind of things that really touches my heart. And I think, what is the matter with you people that are seeing racism? I just don't get it, guys. I really don't get it. You know, because I've always been treated by these guys like a princess, and I just don't understand why you guys are having an issue with color, because our color's never been an issue for me, you know, because I treat everybody equally. And you know what, it's not just about South Africa, it's not just about America, because this is happening in America. It is actually around the whole world this is happening, right? And like I said, it's not just the white people, it's just in general, people have racist issues with people that are different colors. You know, I mean, look at me, for example. I live in London, and I think, yeah, in London a lot of people have issues because I'm a foreigner, or because people are living here are foreigners, and because my skin is olive, I'm considered as a different color. I'm not white, so they tend to be racist as well towards me. And I'm like, whoa, man, what is the matter with you? You know, I've got a beautiful olive skin. And the funniest part is that these white people, right, a lot of them actually like dancing like the African people, or they want to listen to the African music, or they go in the sun and they go and get a tan because I feel they're too white. And I'm like, excuse me, do you want to be a little bit darker than your color? So in other words, then there must be probably a jealous issue there, that they think, oh, the color's beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. Black is beautiful, man. My color's beautiful. Everybody's color's beautiful. So these white people, they go in the sun to get tan. I go in the sun because I want to be dark. Yeah, man. I love to be dark. I love the color, you know. So what is the matter with you guys that are seeing this and you still going in the sun to get a tan? Whoa, man. You know, it's the same. When I was a teenager, I went to Portugal on a holiday, and there was a group of people. They saw me and my friend walking past, and one of the guys shouted and he said, oh, that girl is from Africa. And then it was young, it was matured men, and they picked up stones and rocks and they started throwing at us, and we had to literally run because they were going to kill us. I mean, they weren't aiming for her, they were aiming for me, but obviously it hit her on her shoulder and it hit me on my head. It was like a hit and miss kind of thing. But can you imagine if that rock had really hit me hard there? You know, they could have killed me. You know, they could have killed my friend. And they you know, they were like, oh, you from Africa, from that dirty place, go back to your black people, you this and that. I was like, whoa, man, even in Portugal this was happening. And now suddenly in Portugal people want to be like the African people. They want to dance like them, they want to. And I'm just like so shocked that it takes such a long time for people to understand and get to kind of like the other colors. And I'm like, seriously, like, what is the matter with you guys? You know, it doesn't make any, it just doesn't make any sense really to me. So guys, look, I don't want to go on and babbling about it, but I really wanted to just get this message out across to all of you. We are all human beings, right? It doesn't matter what color you are, right? We have all got beautiful shades of colors, guys. Beautiful shades of colors. You know, it could be a yellow color, but we have beautiful shades of color. And guys, start treating everybody equally. We are all one, right? We are all human beings. So please, guys, start going beyond that and stop this nonsense, because you are hurting people unnecessary, and it's not very nice. It really isn't nice what you're doing. That hatred, you guys, that racism hatred you have is going to kill you. You know why? Because God is up there, and I do believe that He will punish you in some later stage in life. He will punish you. So therefore, I wanted to also get a message across to George's family, and say I'm you know, my deepest condolences, and I'm really sorry to hear you know, what has happened to him, and may he rest in peace. And I'm doing in the sake of George, and I'm doing in the sake of everybody else around the world that keeps getting constantly discriminated because of their color, and I have been one of those. So please, guys, love one another. Please, let's find peace in this world, because we need to be more kinder to each other. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to me, and I hope I haven't bored you. And take care, my lovely friends. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.